Rolex is one of the most iconic and prestigious brands in the world, but its journey to becoming a symbol of luxury and success wasn't instant. The story of Rolex is one of resilience, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Founded in 1905 by Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred, Rolex has redefined not only watchmaking, but also what it means to wear a timepiece. It's more than just a watch. It's a status symbol and a piece of art. But how did Rolex rise to such legendary status? The foundation of Rolex was laid when Hans Wilsdorf, a visionary entrepreneur, set his sights on revolutionizing the wristwatch industry. Born in 1881 in Germany, Wilsdorf was orphaned at a young age and grew up in Switzerland, where he became fascinated with timepieces. At a time when wristwatches were seen as a novelty item, primarily worn by women, Wilsdorf had a radical idea. He wanted to create wristwatches that were not only elegant, but also reliable and accurate, something unheard of in the early 20th century when pocket watches dominated the market. The idea was bold, but Wilsdorf saw potential in the wristwatch as an everyday accessory for men. In 1905, at the age of 24, Hans Wilsdorf founded Wilsdorf and Davis in London with his brother-in-law Alfred Davis. Initially, the company didn't manufacture its own watches. Instead, it assembled Swiss movements and placed them in British cases, which were then sold to jewelers. These early models bore the jeweler's name rather than the Rolex brand. It wasn't until 1908 that Wilsdorf registered the name Rolex, a name he felt was short, easy to pronounce in any language, and looked elegant on a watch dial. Wilsdorf wanted to create a brand that would resonate globally, and the name Rolex was a critical part of that vision. One of the early milestones in Rolex's history came in 1910, when a Rolex wristwatch became the first in the world to receive the Swiss Certificate of Chronometric Precision. This achievement was monumental, as it proved that wristwatches could be as reliable and accurate as the larger, more established pocket watches. 4 years later, in 1914, Rolex watches received the prestigious Class A Precision Certificate from the Kew Observatory in England, a certification that had previously only been awarded to marine chronometers. This breakthrough solidified Rolex's reputation for precision and reliability. By the time World War I broke out, wristwatches were gaining popularity among soldiers for their practicality in the trenches. Rolex capitalized on this by creating rugged and durable models that could withstand the harsh conditions of war. This period marked a turning point for the wristwatch, as it transitioned from being a fashion statement to a functional tool for men. After the war, wristwatches became increasingly popular, and Rolex was at the forefront of this trend. In 1919, Rolex moved its operations to Geneva, Switzerland, the epicenter of fine watchmaking. This move not only aligned Rolex with the finest watchmakers in the world, but also allowed the company to benefit from Switzerland's more favorable tax laws. It was in Geneva that Rolex truly began to innovate. In 1926, Rolex introduced the world's first waterproof wristwatch, the Rolex Oyster. The name Oyster came from the watch's sealed case, which protected the movement from water, dust, and other external elements. To prove its effectiveness, Rolex orchestrated a brilliant marketing stunt. A young swimmer named Mercedes Gleitz wore a Rolex Oyster while swimming across the English Channel. After more than 10 hours in the water, the watch emerged completely intact and functional. This event made headlines and catapulted Rolex into the public eye as a brand synonymous with innovation and reliability. But Wilsdorf wasn't satisfied with just making a waterproof watch. In 1931, Rolex introduced another groundbreaking innovation, the self-winding movement, also known as the perpetual rotor. This mechanism allowed the watch to wind itself using the natural motion of the wearer's wrist, eliminating the need for manual winding. The perpetual rotor became the foundation for almost every automatic watch made today, and further cemented Rolex's reputation as a leader in horological innovation. The post-war years saw Rolex continue to push the boundaries of watchmaking. In 1945, the company introduced the Rolex Datejust, the first wristwatch to feature an automatically changing date function on the dial. The Datejust became one of Rolex's most popular models and remains a cornerstone of the brand's collection today. Rolex also became known for its specialized watches, designed for professionals working in extreme conditions. In 1953, Rolex launched the Submariner, a diver's watch that could withstand depths of up to 100 meters. The Submariner quickly became a favorite among professional divers and adventurers, and its iconic design has remained virtually unchanged for decades. During this time, Rolex also began building a reputation as the watch for sports and adventure. It wasn't just about luxury, it was about reliability in the toughest conditions. Whether climbing Mount Everest or diving deep into the ocean, Rolex was the go-to watch for explorers and athletes alike. This connection with adventure helped Rolex become more than just a brand. It became a symbol of overcoming challenges and pushing boundaries. This association with toughness and prestige has been further reinforced through sponsorships in sports. Rolex has long been a timekeeper for events like Wimbledon, the Australian Open, and Formula One. This powerful connection between the brand and sports elevated its status among both athletes and fans, making a Rolex watch not only a luxurious item, but also a symbol of achievement. The 1950s and 1960s were a period of immense growth for Rolex. The brand became a favorite among celebrities, athletes, and world leaders. In 1956, Rolex introduced the day date, the first wristwatch to display both the date and the day of the week spelled out in full. The day date, also known as the President Watch, has been worn by numerous U.S. presidents, including Lyndon B. Johnson, and continues to be a symbol of power and prestige. Rolex also developed a strong association with exploration and adventure. The brand's watches have accompanied explorers to some of the most remote and challenging environments on Earth. In 1953, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay became the first climbers to reach the summit of Mount Everest, and they did so wearing Rolex watches. In 1960, the Rolex Deep Sea Special was attached to the outside of the bathyscaphe Trieste, a submersible that descended to the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench. Despite being subjected to extreme pressure, the watch emerged from the depths in perfect working condition, further proving the durability of Rolex timepieces. Rolex's commitment to excellence and precision extended to its manufacturing process as well. Unlike many luxury brands, Rolex produces almost every component of its watches in-house, including the gold used for its cases. The company even operates its own foundry to create the specific alloys used in its watches, ensuring the highest level of quality and consistency. Each Rolex watch takes approximately 1 year to manufacture, with rigorous testing at every stage of the production process to ensure the highest standards of precision and durability. One of the most intriguing aspects of Rolex is its business structure. After the death of Hans Wilsdorf's wife in 1944, Wilsdorf established the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, which became the owner of Rolex. Today, Rolex operates as a private trust, and its profits are reinvested into the company or donated to charity. This unique business model has allowed Rolex to maintain its independence and focus on long-term growth rather than short-term profits. Despite its legendary status, Rolex has remained remarkably secretive. The company does not publicly disclose its financials, and its manufacturing processes are shrouded in mystery. Even today, gaining access to Rolex's production facilities is nearly impossible, and the brand carefully guards its proprietary technology and methods. This air of secrecy has only added to Rolex's mystique, making it one of the most coveted and respected brands in the world. Rolex's marketing strategy has also played a crucial role in its rise to legendary status. The brand doesn't rely on flashy advertisements or frequent celebrity endorsements. Instead, it focuses on subtle, yet powerful messaging. Rolex advertisements often emphasize the timeless nature of their watches, showing how they are passed down from generation to generation, becoming part of a family's heritage. This positioning as a legacy brand has resonated deeply with its audience, making a Rolex more than just a purchase. It's an investment in the future. In the 21st century, Rolex has continued to thrive, with its watches remaining symbols of success, achievement, and luxury. The brand's iconic models, such as the Submariner, Daytona, and GMT Master, are not only sought after by collectors, but also serve as status symbols for a new generation of watch enthusiasts. Rolex's commitment to precision, innovation, and timeless design has ensured that it remains at the pinnacle of the luxury watch market. In conclusion, Rolex's journey from a small watch assembly company to a global symbol of prestige and luxury is a testament to the vision and determination of its founder, Hans Wilsdorf. Through relentless innovation, a commitment to quality, and a deep understanding of the emotional value of a timepiece, Rolex has become more than just a watch. It's a legacy. Whether worn by adventurers, athletes, or world leaders, a Rolex watch represents not only the passage of time, but also the pursuit of excellence and the realization of dreams.